Welcome to another Make Great Stuff how-to video. Today's video is called the No Fear Guide to Threading Your Sewing Machine. Changing your thread is easy once you get the hang of it. And while each machine might look slightly different, the principles are the same. To help you over this hurdle with your machine, I'm going to show you how it's done on my Janome. Let's start by winding the bobbin. I turn on my machine, and then I slide my thread onto the spool holder so that the thread is coming out from underneath the spool like this. I'll then wrap the thread around the two thread guides on the left and bring it over to the bobbin winder on the right. Before I can do that final step, however, I need to thread the bobbin first by sliding the thread through one of the holes provided, with the thread coming out of the top of the bobbin, like so. I then slip the bobbin onto the winder and push it over to the right. I'll hear it click into place. This is how my machine knows it's going to wind the bobbin and not just start sewing. Then, while gently holding the thread coming out of the top of the bobbin, I press down on the foot pedal and wind just a few turns before stopping to trim the thread tail. I then continue winding until I'm satisfied with the amount of thread, or the machine automatically turns off because the bobbin is full. To take the bobbin off the winder, remember that you first have to return the winder to its original position. For me, that means I push it back over to the left, and then it's safe to remove the bobbin. Let's review. The thread comes off the spool from underneath, goes around the two thread guides on the left, into the bobbin, and then over to the bobbin winder on the right. You can see the bobbin turning as I press the foot pedal. Threading the machine itself. The first thing I do is raise my presser foot lifter and make sure my needle is in its highest position. I'm going to open the door here to expose the threading process more clearly, but it's not necessary once you're comfortable. The next thing I do is wrap my thread around the front thread guide, bring it down this channel, back up to what's called the take-up lever, and then down again to the thread guide above the needle. So that's around the front thread guide, down the front channel, and up to the take-up lever, and then back down again to the lower thread guide, and I slide it on there, and I'm ready to thread the needle. Easy, right? Let's take a closer look. I wrap the thread around the front thread guide, take it down the front channel, around, and then back up to the take-up lever. See how I have to slightly tug the thread into the eye of the lever to secure it? Here's another view of the same thing. Around, and it pops in. I continue to draw the thread back down to the lower thread guide and just slip it over like so. And then I'm ready to thread the needle. My machine comes with an awesome needle threader like this, but you can also do it the old-fashioned way. I pull the thread through the eye and kind of into and underneath the presser foot like this. Here's another angle of the presser foot with the thread going through it and underneath it. Inserting the bobbin and setting up the thread. To remove or insert a bobbin, I first need to take off the cover. Mine is top loading, and I lift the cover by sliding the release button on the right. It pops up, and I just remove and lift the bobbin out like this. To insert my freshly wound bobbin, I just drop it into the bobbin case with the thread running counterclockwise. I guide the thread into the first notch and gently pull the thread around to slip into the second notch like this. I close the cover, and I'm ready to draw the bobbin thread up through the throat plate and underneath the needle. To draw up the bobbin thread, I now hold the top thread loosely in my left hand and drop my needle down. As I raise my needle up again, I give my top thread a gentle tug at the same time in order to lift the bobbin thread up and through the throat plate. It's difficult to see that it's poking up, but if you slide a pin across like this, it will find the thread and pull it all the way out. I now have two strands of thread coming out from underneath my presser foot, and I'm ready to sew. So that's it. Thanks for watching another Make Great Stuff how-to video. Come visit us at makegreatstuff.com to learn more tips and techniques to take your creativity to the next level.